Hello and welcome to Trading 5 Talents. In this video, I want to go over my week 5 results using Option Alpha and my daily Ironfly trading bot. So here's my trading bot in Option Alpha. This is my live account. So if I click on here and go to my positions, you can see all the positions that I either have open right now or that I've closed. And so this past week, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions have been closed, and these are the results. Negative $187, $16, $56, negative $160, $133, and then $119. So if we take a look over in my trade log, I can show you where we are for the month. So here in my trade log, first of all, there's a link to Option Alpha down in the description if you want to check it out and create your own trading bot. Also, this particular trade log, there's 2 versions of it. One is a free version that you have this trade log and a basic dashboard. That's also down in the description. And then there's also a premium version of the trade log, which has a premium dashboard. So there's a lot more metrics on there that allow you to visualize your progress in options trading or stock trading a lot better. So that's available on my Etsy store. The link is down in the description. So those trades that I just went over, those are listed right here. You can see the amounts are just a little bit different because I'm adding in the fees that I'm being charged. So this is for the month of May so far. And as of right now, I have negative $27.32. That was just this first week of May, week number 5 of live trading. And this could have been much better. I could have actually had a profit, but there were a few things that I didn't know in Option Alpha that cost me some profits, and I'm going to go over that with you right now. But let's take a look at the dashboard. And so this is what the premium dashboard looks like. It's got all these, different boxes down here. And you can see right now, negative $27, win 4, lose 2 so far for the month of May. And last month we had $952 in profit. This month so far, negative $27.32 in loss. So let's take a look back at Option Alpha and highlight some of those things that hopefully a mistake that you guys don't have to make. All right, so what I am looking at is this one right here. Okay, this May 5th expiration, I closed it on the 2nd, and you can look down here. When I click on the trade, you can see that there is a trailing stop of 10.10, which means at a 10% profit, it activates a 10% trail, and it went up past 10%, trailed by 10.4%, and it closed it. I got $16. However, this wasn't supposed to happen in my mind. Obviously, the bot did exactly what it was supposed to do, but I had something wrong in my settings. And so let me show you what I had. So if you remember a previous video, I was updating my automations where I had a shrinking tail in place. And with this shrinking tail, I originally had a 10-10 automation, mean, a 10% activation, 10% trail. So I had a 10% trailing stop activated at 10%. And I wanted to change that because I thought that it activated too early and it closed out too early. So what I did is when the bot or when the position was in 10% profit, I updated it to only move the stop loss up to, I believe it was negative 25% or negative 20%, negative 20%. That's right here, negative 20%. So that's what I did in my automation right here. Okay, in my automation folder, I changed it 10% activation. So at 10% profit, then what it would do is it would just move the stop loss to negative 20%. No trailing stop whatsoever. Okay, so I did that in my automation. So I go over to my bot and I look at the settings here. I see my shrinking tail automation. I click on it just to verify. And indeed at, where are we at here? 10%, then it would be a 20% stop loss. I verified everything over in my inputs. And you can see the 10% activation should be 10%. All right, so what happens at the 10% activation? We have a 10% exit update. And what is the exit update? Stop loss 20%, expiration 2 hours before expiration. And there should be no trailing stop. Indeed, there was none. All right. So all of that looked good to me. But what I found then is as my monitor was running, so every 15 minutes this automation would run, I found that this particular bot went back to 10:10. It put a trailing stop back in, even though my automation said no trailing stop, just a negative 20% stop loss, or negative 25, whatever it was. No trail though. Yet it activated this trail and I got stopped out early. So what was going on? Well, I couldn't figure it out. And in fact, this trade was also doing the same thing right here, this May 4th expiration. Okay, so now this one's different now because it went higher. But it kept doing the same thing. It kept adding a trail at 10%, even though my automation said there's no trail to be added. So every 15 minutes, I would have to go back in and update my exit options on this trade. So how can you update your exit options? Well, on any open trade, if you just click on it, come down here and you can edit your exit options, and then you can change them how you want to and save it for that particular trade. It doesn't change anything else, just for this trade. So I had to do that every 15 minutes because every 15 minutes it would revert back to adding a trail. And I couldn't figure out why. But then finally, after asking the community, here on Option Alpha, I found the answer. And so if you ever have any type of question about bot trading, ask the community. They're wonderful, very knowledgeable traders on here, and specifically bot traders that can help you navigate through any difficulties you might have. So I highly recommend it. So what happened is this. So over in my settings for my bot, this is what it was confusing me. There are 3 settings here on this page, and 2 of them are obvious, one maybe not so obvious. Right? There is an Option Alpha settings right here. There is a bot settings link right here. And then there are automation settings right here. You can see these gear icons. Okay, so there's 3 different settings in or on this particular page. What I needed to do was I needed to go over here to this automation setting. This bot was pulling in my automation from my automation library, but it was being controlled by or managed by the settings in this particular setting right here. So if I click on it, shrinking trail, these automation inputs, they were all the old original ones from my original shrinking trail, and that's what was messing me up. So if you update your automation in your automation library, make sure that the automation settings in your bot also are updated. Otherwise, your bot is going to go base or manage your positions based on what you have here in your automation settings panel. And so that's why it kept reverting back to a trail every time it hit 10%. And, I got stopped out way too early. And that trade would have gone on to be more like an $70, $80 winner. So I would have been profitable for this past week had I known what was going on earlier in my trading session. But otherwise, this was the Fed interest rate decision week. I'm pretty happy to only lose 23 something dollars. I know it was pretty volatile. We could have ended a lot worse, I'm sure, but that's what happened this week, and hopefully you don't make this particular mistake. The other thing I wanted to mention with my shrinking trail automation, if you notice, you can see I have all these tags set here. And what was going on before is once you reached a certain activation and you went up to the next activation level, if you ever dropped back down to a previous level, the bot would then reset it back to that previous level. So if I went up 10%, it would have a 20% stop loss. If I went up to 15% by the next 15-minute interval, it would put this 15-10 trail on it. But by the next 15-minute interval, if I dropped back down below 15% profit, then it would revert back to this 20% stop loss, negative 20% stop loss. And so I didn't want that happening because otherwise you're just, you're losing all of your shrinking trails as you go up in profit. So what I did is at each activation level, I added a tag to tag that position. And if it ever reached the next activation level, it reset the original tag and added a new tag so that it would never fall back below. That is, you can only go up on this decision tree. As you went into profit, you could never go back down. And without these tags, you could go either up or down on this decision tree. And obviously that sort of negates the whole idea of a trailing stop. So I'll put this in the community as an update for the automation if you want to use this automation on your bots. But in any case, if you have any questions about this bot, about live trading on Option Alpha, about ironflies in general, please leave a comment down below. I'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible. Until next time, trade wisely and take care.